Ready for a deep dive that's a little off the beaten path. We're trading in the usual hustle for something a bit more, well, strategic and stylish.
Intrigued. Tell me more.
Picture this. Sofia, Bulgaria. Autumn leaves, and the captivating click-clack of backgammon dice.
You've piqued my interest. Sounds like more than just a casual game night.
Right. We're talking about Golden Autumn 2, a backgammon tournament that's generating quite a buzz. But it's not just the competition that's catching attention.
Yeah. What else is going on?
Well, I stumbled upon this article, Golden Autumn 2, a backgammon celebration in Sofia, and it seems like this tournament is all about community.
Interesting. So less about fierce competition and more about fostering a love for the game.
Exactly. Imagine a crisp autumn day in Sofia. You could be out sightseeing, but instead, you're connecting with fellow backgammon enthusiasts, sharing strategies and stories. It's about that shared passion.
It's smart, really. Tapping into that universal love for games as social connectors. We see it everywhere. Board game cafes, online gaming communities, even that weekly card game with friends.
Right. Backgammon, in particular, with its unique blends of skill and chance, it kind of levels the playing field.
Absolutely. That element of luck adds a layer of excitement and unpredictability. It's fascinating how Golden Autumn 2 emphasizes this welcoming atmosphere.
And it all circles back to the organizers, Jacques and Boriana. Apparently, they've organized 9 tournaments in just 13 months.
Wow, now that's dedication. Speaks volumes about their passion for the game and creating a welcoming community.
Right. It's not some big corporation. It's a grassroots effort, which I think adds a layer of authenticity. It makes the event feel more inviting.
I agree. It reminds you that the most genuine experiences often stem from pure passion projects.
Couldn't agree more. And speaking of genuine, they've clearly put a lot of thought into every detail, even the venue. Sharina Sol, a spacious restaurant. They've got ample parking, which, trust me, is a big deal.
Parking can make or break an outing, for sure.
Absolutely. But it goes beyond just parking. Good lighting, crucial for backgammon, and they're even serving warm meals throughout the day.
It's like they've thought of everything to create a comfortable and engaging experience for the players, beyond just the game itself.
Exactly. You show up, grab a bite, maybe chat with fellow players, then dive into a game. Speaking of which, what about the format itself? How does that contribute to this whole welcoming atmosphere?
Well, they've opted for the 5-round Swiss system. It's a really great format, especially for events like this.
Okay, help me out here. What makes the Swiss system so special? My competitive backgammon knowledge might be a little rusty.
It's all about inclusivity. So, you know how in some tournaments, one loss and you're out?
Yeah, pretty brutal.
Right. The Swiss system is different. Everyone gets to play multiple rounds. You're paired with players who have similar win-loss records.
So it stays challenging but fair, no matter your skill level.
Exactly. It keeps everyone engaged. Even if you're not in the running for the top prize, you still walk away with a day of backgammon and new connections.
I love that. But for those who are aiming for the top, what happens?
Things get really interesting. The top 8 players from the Swiss rounds, they advance to a single elimination final. High stakes.
Intense. But wait, there's more, right? The article mentioned something called a last chance round.
Yes. Players ranked 9th to 16th get another shot at glory. A separate playoff. Keeps the energy up and gives those who just missed the cut another chance.
That's brilliant. I love how this tournament emphasizes both competition and camaraderie. It's no wonder they're attracting players from all over.
Indeed. The article mentioned players coming from Plovdiv, Varna, all corners of Bulgaria. It's more than a tournament. It's a gathering of minds, all drawn together by a shared passion.
It's amazing how a simple game can have such a unifying effect. Speaking of passion, there was this quote from Jacques that stuck with me. He said, "We didn't just want to host a tournament. We wanted to create an experience that celebrates the soul of backgammon." What do you make of that?
He hit the nail on the head, didn't he? That's what makes this event so unique. It's about community, shared passion, the joy of the game. It's bigger than just winning or losing. It's about tapping into the heart of what makes backgammon so captivating.
Creating a space for seasoned players and enthusiastic newcomers to connect.
And for anyone who's now completely intrigued, mark your calendars. Golden Autumn 2 is happening on October 19th.
Don't forget those lucky dice. Registration starts at 10 a.m. and it's a one-day event. But before we send everyone rushing to book flights to Sofia.
Be sure to check out the Sofia Backgammon Facebook page for more details.
Perfect. We'll share the link. But hold on a second. We've talked a lot about the welcoming atmosphere and the community aspect of Golden Autumn 2, but what about the competitive spirit? How do you think this focus on community changes the game, so to speak?
That's a really interesting question. It's like this fascinating duality you see in many communities, especially around games.
Right. Like you want to be everyone's friend, but also strategize your next move to win.
Exactly. You've got this group of people brought together by this shared love for backgammon, eager to connect and learn from each other. But then there's that inherent desire to test your skills, strategize, outmaneuver your opponent.
It's that push and pull, wanting to win while also celebrating everyone's love for the game.
Precisely. And it makes you wonder, does this emphasis on community actually enhance the competitive spirit? Does it create a more electric, supportive atmosphere? Or does it dial it back a bit, making it a more relaxed environment where the stakes don't feel as high?
Now that's a question worth pondering.
It really is. What are your thoughts?
Honestly, I think it could go either way. Maybe it depends on the individual player, their approach to the game.
Mm.
But one thing's for sure, this tournament, it redefines what it means to be a winner.
I agree. It's not just about who takes home the trophy at the end of the day. It's about the connections made, the shared love for the game, the memories created. That's something that stays with you long after the final dice are rolled.
It's about being part of something bigger than yourself, a community.
Exactly. And that, I think, is a victory in itself. But we want to hear from you. What do you think, listeners? Does a strong community atmosphere make the competition itself more engaging? Or does it create a different kind of energy?
Yeah, what happens when everyone's friends but also wants to win? Does that friendly rivalry make the game more exciting, or does it dial back the intensity?
It's a question worth exploring, and it's not just about backgammon. Think about any time people come together around a shared passion. There's this inherent push and pull between wanting to be the best while also celebrating everyone's love for, well, whatever it is they're passionate about.
It makes you think about the very essence of competition and community, right? How those two dynamics can coexist, sometimes clash, but often complement each other in really interesting ways.
Absolutely. But for now, let's get back to Sofia and Golden Autumn 2. We were talking about how this tournament redefines what it means to be a winner. It's not just about who takes home the trophy. It's about the connections you make and the shared love for the game.
It's about being part of something bigger than yourself. And for those who can't make it to Sofia to experience it firsthand, remember, the spirit of Golden Autumn 2 can be recreated anywhere.
Absolutely. Find your community, share your passions, embrace those friendly rivalries, and who knows, you might discover that the most fulfilling victories are often the ones shared with friends.
Beautifully said. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, we want to hear from you, our listeners. So tell us, what are your thoughts? Does a strong community vibe make for a more exciting competition, or just a different kind of energy altogether? Head over to our social media and let us know, because this got us thinking.
It really did. It's more than just a backgammon tournament in Sofia. This Golden Autumn 2, it makes you think about how competition and community play out in all sorts of settings, right?
Absolutely. We started with a tournament in Bulgaria and ended up reflecting on human interaction and what it means to be part of a community. Amazing where a deep dive can take you sometimes.
It is fascinating. We talk about the importance of community all the time, but this tournament, it's a real-world example of how shared passions, they can create something truly special.
It reminds us that sometimes the biggest wins happen off the game board, you know.
Beautifully put.
Well, it looks like we've reached the end of this deep dive into Golden Autumn 2. We unpacked the tournament format, the dedication of the organizers, and how powerful community can be both on and off the backgammon board.
We definitely gained a new appreciation for this event and what it represents.
To all our listeners, if you find yourselves in Sofia on October 19th, maybe stop by Golden Autumn 2, you could experience this blend of backgammon and camaraderie firsthand.
And if you can't make it to Sofia, remember the spirit of community. Well, that can exist anywhere. Find your people, share your passions, and don't be afraid to embrace a little friendly competition along the way.
Well said. Until next time, keep those dice rolling and those minds engaged.